All right, we're back again. Welcome to the Lost Speedways archive on Joe Donahue YouTube channel. We are pulling up to a farm field that used to have a hotel next to it that served food and conveniently also hosted what we know as Lancaster Speedway. So actually, I can't go this way. How cool is that? We'll have to figure out how to get down here, but this is where Lancaster Speedway used to be, and we're going to take a look at it here in Willow Street, Pennsylvania. Lancaster Speedway was a dirt track that opened in 1946 and lived until 1960, racing stock cars, or jalopies as they were affectionately named. The plot of land was noted as being in Herville, which now comes up in the municipality of Willow Street. The track was located right next to the Pequea Creek and Pequea Valley Hotel, and was in turn often referred to as the Pequea Speedway. Lancaster Speedway started its life as a 1/3 mile oval in 1946, right after World War II, out in a field that was previously just farmland. The track hosted its events on Saturday nights, running cars that were often just junkyard cars flipped by a couple friends or family to turn into a race car. The Penn Mar Auto Racing Association, which hosted races at a handful of tracks to look at in this Lost Speedways series, were the promoters of the races at this time. The track raced with this setup seeing success all the way until the end of 1953. There is conflicting information about whether the track ran in 1954 or not, but it either started then or it returned in 1955 as a half-mile paperclip-style track. It had gotten an upgrade with grandstands and updates to the facilities around the track. It was led by the promotion of Hilly Rife, who built Lincoln Speedway and would later be the Northeastern Regional Director for NASCAR in the 1970s. The facility had a lot of love and became the premier place to race in Lancaster County. It was known for being a fast racetrack, even with its tight corners. It drew the most fans of the racetracks in the county for years. After a few years, the turnouts began to dwindle, though. Motorcycles and thrill shows were brought in to help keep the track running, but in 1960 it was lost due to the loss in profitability and interest. The land was left sitting as a field until the 1980s, when it was reclaimed for farming once again. In the interim, the outline of the track was left from the years of dirt packing and could be seen when passing by. Today, it is back to being an empty field and possibly used as farmland like it was before the Speedway was built. There is absolutely no hint that at one time this lot was the biggest racing facility in the Lancaster area. From up here, behind these trees, you can see flat. That's where the racetrack was. That's that tree line that cuts right through the middle of the overhead pictures, the historic aerials. That's the tree line. So right here would have been the south end of the racetrack, and it's very overgrown. You can see it's just flat and there's nothing going on down there. So yeah, can't really speak on behalf of it from this angle, but you can see that it's flat and there was stuff there at one time, I promise. Here I am from Shiprock Road, which was on the south side of the track. This is actually a closed road to vehicles. You can't get a car down here. Up to the tree line, I was over there for a second, and as you can see, it's all just overgrown with grass, so nothing going on over here. Right down over there is the Pequea Creek, if you go down this, what used to be a road a little further, and there is nothing left, which is kind of sad because this was the go-to, most popular, well-known racetrack in Lancaster in what I would say in its entire history in terms of being popular and used. They raced stock cars over here for a couple decades, and now it is just a field. Well, there's not much to show for it, but we are at least physically where Lancaster Speedway used to be and getting caressed by tall grass. There isn't anything to show for it, unfortunately, but at one time this was the place to be for stock car racing in the area, and especially for the city of Lancaster to come a little further south into, technically it's dubbed Herville, but it's part of Willow Street, but it's Lancaster. So thank you for watching the series. Hopefully you've enjoyed it thus far, and we'll see you in the next video when we cover another Lost Speedway in the central Pennsylvania area.